Back now at 8:09 this morning on Today's Family. Potty training. If you're having a tough time getting your toddler out of diapers, you know it can make you want to tear your hair out. But what if you didn't have to go through it at all? Well, our national correspondent Natalie Morales really paid a visit to a woman who says she can take care of it all in one day. She's actually known as the Potty Whisperer.
Nestled in this suburban enclave outside Chicago, there's a little-known secret.
Welcome to Booty Camp.
A one-day potty training boot camp that guarantees to convert even the toughest toddlers.
Hi, sweetheart. My name is Miss Wendy.
With 6 kids of her own, Wendy Sweeney is part gentle mother, part drill sergeant.
I need you to take your pants off, Connor.
She's also, reassuringly to those parents on the sidelines, a registered nurse and frequently works with kids who have special needs.
Connor has autism and he's a little over 8 years old.
Today's recruits file in and say goodbye to their diapers.
Awesome.
Tommy, Lucas, Owen, Connor, and Katie. Miss Wendy starts in with her mantra, it's their responsibility.
Go throw this out. That's your responsibility. Stop, P. If you have to go potty, walk over to your potty and go in the potty.
Which meets with early resistance.
If they have big tantrums, we work through them.
To encourage them to go, Wendy loads them up on salty snacks and sugary drinks. But don't let the all-you-can-eat junk food fool you. This is hardcore.
If you guys go pee and poo in your pants, then you're going to have to clean it up.
She's not kidding.
Hold on to it. This is your job. There is no complimenting during a cleanup.
Some might look at that and say, that seems hardcore.
The terminology that I teach the parents to use with the children is we are always talking about the behavior and we are never belittling the children.
Still, it can be hard for loving parents to take, especially after a few accidents.
How hard was it to see him get down on the floor and have to clean up after himself?
I guess I always end up picking things up in the end if I have to.
Which Wendy says is part of the problem.
I think we overpraise in general. Make sure that it's true praise and they take more chances and risks.
Forget Potty Whisperer. She might as well be called the Parent Whisperer.
Where's your potty?
Okay, we know the potty's right there. They're going to look at us like we're nuts and then they're going to act up. As they should, because we're insulting their intelligence.
Were you a little worried in the beginning that it seemed a little hardcore?
A little bit, yeah. But now that we're here, I don't think it's so bad.
It's chaos, but each recruit eventually makes an attempt. Even Katie finally joins in. Over 5 hours, there are many successes.
You went pee in the potty! Woo!
And some who didn't quite make it where they should. By the end of the day, 3 of the kids earned a spot on the Wall of Fame, including Connor, Owen, and the now very proud Katie.
I'm the potty.
In one very intensive day of training, each recruit, though, learned the skills they need, leaving booty camp, appropriately enough in Army terms, as privates.
Wendy Sweeney, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing
Hi,
today?
doing okay. Well, how are you doing? My goodness, what you have on your hands, and I meant the job that you've got on your hands, is pretty amazing. So let me ask you this. You know, first of all, one of the things I think a lot of parents would be surprised by is you say, never ask your child if they have to go. Now, why is that?
Exactly. If you ask them if they have to go potty, then you are the one that's in charge of their body. So we're trying to transfer that responsibility over to them.
Okay, so we
just tell them if you have to go potty, go in the potty.
So you're basically trying to teach children then to take responsibility for their own bodies. Okay, and this seems to work in your group setting, and I would think that there's probably a lot of encouragement because you've got so many kids helping each other sort of know that this is part of the program. But for parents at home alone with just their child, what's your best advice on how they can teach their children to take responsibility for this?
You know what, in order to set them up to succeed, just make sure that you're setting aside that time and make sure you remember that it's not about you. The child needs to be confident themselves, so once they start to take responsibility for their body, they'll be proud of themselves and then continue that behavior. So give them all the tools that they need to succeed.
Okay.
Tell them exactly what they need to know.
Like what? Like, for example, what?
Tell them if you have to go to the bathroom, walk over to the potty, pull your pants down and go potty in the potty. Tell them that they need to listen to their body. And when they have to go, it's their job to go over there.
How did you get so good at this? I mean, this is a pretty, I don't know if you coined the phrase potty whisperer, but it's It's an unusual thing to be.
No,
it's an unusual thing to be good at.
We have 6 of our own children, so that helps a lot.
Now, the idea of feeding your children junk food, feeding your children lots of sugary drinks right beforehand. Do you have any second thoughts about that?
There is a purpose behind that madness. And it is only for a short duration. It's not a diet that I recommend, only for the purpose of the training. The salty snacks actually make the kids more thirsty, so they drink more. And it also draws water into the bowel, and that softens the stool. And that helps prevent the constipation when the kids get nervous and want to start holding. The sugary drinks never really quenches their thirst, so they end up drinking more. And then they have more opportunities to go to the bathroom in that short period of time. The kids really get so tired of the chips and drinks that it's not really an issue, and it transfers over to verbal praise, and the kids are already on their own, proud of themselves, and then continue that behavior.
Now, I noticed in the story that Natalie was doing that a lot of the children that you see are children who may have learning issues or may have issues that prevent them from learning very quickly how to go to the bathroom. Do you recommend that we need to rush kids through to do this just in one day, kids who don't have those sorts of learning issues?
You know what? I think it's appropriate for everyone. As long as you go ahead and you give the kids the tools that they need. What we're doing is we take that 5 hours in the beginning of the first day, and then I do ask that the parents set aside 3 extra days. Some kids are done in 15 minutes. Some kids need those 3 days to master it and have their bowel movements. For children with special needs, I allow up to 2 weeks depending on the severity, and that gives us a realistic expectation for them to meet their goals.
It sounds pretty hardcore in terms of just, being very firm with them. I mean, some people might wonder if you rush them too fast, you might hurt them emotionally. Your thoughts about that, Wendy?
You know what? It's a very caring environment. I'm teaching the kids to be responsible for themselves. I'm certainly setting an expectation up for them so that they can rise to it. I don't expect anything from any child that they can't accomplish, and we give them all the tools that they need there so that they can succeed. I don't expect them to be able to do anything that I don't teach them how to do it.
Okay, Wendy.
And then in turn, I teach the parents so they continue that.
Okay, Wendy Sweeney, thank you so much. It's nice talking to you. Hopefully you help some parents who might be worrying about all this today.
Thank you.
Thank you. And good luck in your work. Coming up next.